Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to look at why it's important farmers understand photosynthesis so that they can optimise it to make as much money as possible. I'll teach you 4 different ways that farmers can make the most of photosynthesis to make lots of money. And I'll teach you a secret tip to remember these methods so you can score good marks in exams. And if you watch right to the end, I'll also show you how to answer exam questions like this one. Let's look at the first way that farmers can optimise photosynthesis. To help us understand this topic, I'm going to introduce you to Josie. Josie is a farmer. She grows crops, including tomatoes. Josie sells these crops at the market to make money. If Josie wants to make as much money as possible, she needs to understand photosynthesis. This is a chemical reaction that happens inside plants. Carbon dioxide and water react to make glucose and oxygen. As you'll see from the golden arrow, photosynthesis needs light energy to happen, and the reason plants do it is to make glucose. There are lots of reasons that plants need glucose, and I've summarised them in this video, which I'll link below. If Josie can encourage her tomato plant to do more photosynthesis, it will produce more tomatoes and she will make more money. Josie needs to make as much money as she can, so she decides to grow her tomato plants in a greenhouse so she can control the conditions. Hopefully, you remember that photosynthesis needs light energy. On a sunny summer's day, there's lots of natural light. This light will pass through the windows of the greenhouse. However, at other times of the day, there's much less natural light. This will limit the amount of photosynthesis that Josie's tomato plants can carry out. We say that light intensity is the limiting factor. If you want to know more about limiting factors, I've made a whole video explaining it in detail, so I'll put the link below. Josie decides to install artificial lights into the greenhouse. This will mean her tomato plants have light even when it's dark outside. And if the light intensity is high enough, the plants can carry on photosynthesizing. And this can happen regardless of the time of the day. So the first way that farmers can artificially create the conditions needed for optimum plant growth is by having artificial lights. Let's look at the second way that farmers can optimise plant growth. If you remember the photosynthesis equation, you'll remember that plants need carbon dioxide. There is carbon dioxide in the air. Some farmers decide to add extra carbon dioxide to the greenhouse in case carbon dioxide is a limiting factor. One way they can add carbon dioxide is by using paraffin heaters, which give out carbon dioxide as waste products. So the second way that farmers can optimise plant growth is by adding carbon dioxide to the greenhouse. Let's look at the third way that farmers can optimise photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a chemical reaction, so it's carried out by enzymes. I haven't got time to explain enzymes today, but if you want to know more about them, I'll link this video below. You might know that enzymes work best at a particular temperature. We call this the optimum temperature. On a sunny summer's day, it's very warm, so temperatures in the greenhouse should be high enough to optimise photosynthesis. However, at other times of the year, the temperatures are cooler. At these times, the greenhouse may not be at the optimum temperature. This is another great reason that it's helpful to add a paraffin heater to the greenhouse, because as well as adding CO2, it also increases the temperature. So the third way that farmers can optimise photosynthesis is by adding a heater to their greenhouse. Give this video a thumbs up if you're starting to understand this topic better. Well done for making it this far in the video. Let's look at the final way that farmers can optimise photosynthesis. As we mentioned earlier, photosynthesis will happen at the fastest rate when the room is at the optimum temperature. Farmers can increase the temperature if it's too cold using heaters, but at some times of the year, the temperature inside the greenhouse may be higher than the optimum temperature, and this will slow down the rate of photosynthesis. At these times, farmers like Josie need to find ways to reduce the temperature inside the greenhouse. They might do this by shading the greenhouse from the sun or using ventilation. This should help the temperature inside the greenhouse to return to the optimum temperature. So the final way that farmers can optimise photosynthesis is by using shade and ventilation. So we've now covered the 4 different ways that farmers can optimise photosynthesis. At the start of the video, I promised to show you a top secret method for remembering these 4 ways. To do this, let's simplify each method to its first letter. A for artificial light, C for carbon dioxide, H for heating, and S for shade and ventilation. If we rearrange these letters, we can see that we spell an important word for Josie. We spell the word cash. And as you know, Josie is trying to make as much cash as possible. So if you remember the word cash, you'll remember the 4 things Josie can do. She can add carbon dioxide, she can use artificial lights, She can create shade or use ventilation, and she can use heaters when the temperature is too low. All of these methods will cost Josie money, so it's important that she considers carefully how much she spends. She doesn't want to spend more than she's actually making, just enough to maximise her profits. Now that we've covered all of the key points, let's see if you can use your knowledge and understanding to answer an exam question. Here's the question. It's best to start by reading it carefully. Explain how farmers can artificially create ideal conditions for photosynthesis in a greenhouse. Include at least 3 factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis and how they can be controlled. When you get an exam question, it's helpful to highlight the key instructions. So, explain means give a reason. The question also tells you need to include at least 3 factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis. And for each one, you also need to say how they can be controlled. It's a 4-mark question, so you need to try and make at least 4 key points. If you're revising for exams, I suggest you pause the video now and have a go at writing an exam answer. If you're finding this video helpful, it might be good to click subscribe. It'll help you find my other videos. I'm about to show you the answer, so pause the video now if you want more time. So here's our first point. Artificial lighting increases light intensity. So you get 1 mark for mentioning artificial lighting and 1 mark for saying that increases light intensity. It's important to use the word light intensity. The second set of marks come from talking about carbon dioxide. So you can talk about carbon dioxide generators or paraffin heaters for 1 mark, and then for a second mark saying that these increase carbon dioxide concentration. The next 2 marks are relating to temperature. So you get 1 mark for talking about heaters, and then a second mark for saying that the reason is to control the temperatures so that enzymes can work at their best or their optimum temperature. Try and use the phrase optimum temperature. The final 2 marks are for suggesting ventilation systems or shading for 1 mark, and then the reason is to prevent temperatures becoming too high, which would reduce photosynthesis. I hope you found this video helpful. Here are the 3 videos that I mentioned as we went along. So if I was you, I would try one of these videos next. Hope to see you again soon.